All right, everyone, the people have spoken. And so I would like to officially call this meeting of the Resident Student Association General Assembly to order. It is 7 p.m. on Thursday, April 8th, and our first order of business is to call the roll to establish quorum. Oh, I didn't wrap my gavel. There we go. Vice President, can you please call the roll to establish quorum? I am the Vice President, and yes, I will now call the roll. When I call the name of your cab, it is actually 7:04 p.m. Thank you for that correction. When I call the name of your cab, your lead representative should say here, followed by the number of members present for your cab, and then please state the answer to our attendance question on the screen. If we could change the slide, perfect, which is what 3 things would your cab bring to a deserted island? So starting with George Reed and Ray Street. Okay, Independence. James Smith and Thomas McKean. North Central.
Here, and there's only me. And to answer the question, I'd probably bring a pot, maybe a fishing line, and probably like, I don't know, like a blanket or something.
I like that. Very practical things. I would have just been like ice cream. South Central.
Here, it's only me attending today, and we would bring a knife, flamethrower also. Not a lighter, we need a flamethrower. What else do we need? Pillowcase, I don't know, a pillow.
A pillow and a flamethrower. I like
yes.
it. Always. South Academy.
Here, just me. And 3 things I think I would bring is an iPod with unlimited music and unlimited battery, a knife, and a pot.
Awesome. Redding and Gilbert.
Here, 1 person in attendance, and we're gonna bring a machete, a fishing net, and a pot.
Snaps. I like the pots. Everyone's bringing like a pot. Awesome. Harrington. Okay. Russell.
Here, 1 member present, and I would bring a multi-tool, a phone, and Easter eggs.
Sweet. All right. Lane Thompson Smythe.
Here, it's just me tonight, and I would bring a boat, a helicopter, and a plane.
Wow. Okay. I approve of that. That's my favorite answer.
Thank you.
I once told my e-board members that if I could do anything in the world, it would be a helicopter pilot. And so you and I can now be friends. All right. Any CDC officers on the call who would like to introduce themselves and answer the attendance question?
Here. Hi, guys. I'm Rec Tim. And 3 things that we would bring. I feel like in the CDC as all, we are overall resourceful. So I feel like we'd bring a machete, we'd bring a rain catcher, and we'd bring a fishing line.
Snaps. All right, Executive Board, what 3 things would we bring to a deserted island?
Okay, first of all, a good pair of shoes.
Yes!
Some good, broken in expensive hiking boots. We are not getting blisters in addition to all of our other problems right here.
I like that.
Also say cereal.
Cereal.
I don't know what brand of cereal yet, but I think we can all come to the consensus that we love cereal as a whole. So yeah.
I approve. All right. Wonderful. I'm just distracted by the chat. I apologize. All right. Thank you everybody for participating in roll call. There are 6 cabs with representatives present and a quorum has been established. Thank you, Vice President. You are welcome. Welcome to all our General Assembly members and guests. Director of Finance and Director of Advocacy, will you please update the General Assembly on the status of CAB programming and advocacy grant budgets?
TJ is not here tonight, so I can give his update. There are currently no programming grants pending, and we have $1,900 for CAB students to apply for.
All right, and we have one student advocacy grant pending, and the money is also pending. So I don't know the exact number right now, but we have a pending grant, which is very exciting.
All right, thank you, Cyan. I will now stop pretending to be president and hand it back over to our actual president, Ryan Bile.
Thank you so much, Abby. I think that's kind of like a good segue into just like talking about what the agenda is for today's meeting. We're going to have a collaborative CAB activity where you guys are going to have a chance to talk to each other and get to know each other and learn about some things that are happening. But we're also going to be talking about executive board elections, which are coming up. And we are going to basically do e-board like speed dating. So y'all will have a chance to get to know us and the positions that we hold and sort of see what positions you might be interested in. Just like Abby just learned what it was like to be president for 5 seconds. So hopefully that will be helpful for her future endeavors, maybe. Alrighty. With that, I want to throw it over to Roxana to give us an update on what's going on.
Hello, everybody. So some upcoming events, of course, is RSA Bingo Night 2.0 on Friday, April 9th, this Friday, 6 to 7:30. To register, it's a bit.ly/RSA Bingotopia, and the Zoom code is provided for you on the screen. And there's a really nice graphic on your right-hand side. And so please check that out and register. The next thing is election nominations that are due Friday, April 9th at midnight. And to fill out the form, you go to bit.ly/RSA nominate 21. All right, the third event, election candidacy materials are due Sunday, April 11th at midnight. And that form, it's bit.ly/RSA candidacy 21. And then lastly, but not least, oh wait, no, there's something else. But RSA Hen Hunt will be Friday, April 23rd, 4 to 6. And to sign up, you have to fill out the form. So it's bit.ly/RSA Hen Hunt. And lastly, of course, we can't forget end of the year celebration. That's going to be on Saturday, May 15th, to 6 to 8 p.m. And that's all I got for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Roxana. I do want to highlight the additional event that we added on here, which is Hen Hunt. We're hosting a campus-wide scavenger hunt on Friday, April 23rd from 4 to 6. So if your CAB is interested in participating, if you have students living in your residence halls who are looking to get outside, enjoy the beautiful weather, and participate in a fun RSA event, we're giving away prizes. It's going to be like an amazing race themed like scavenger hunt. So definitely, grab that link, which is now posted in the chat, courtesy of our vice president, and fill that out if you're interested in participating in Hen Hunt. So lots to get excited about. And thank you, Roxana, for the updates. Next, I want to transition into our collaborative CAB activity for tonight, led by Roxana and Griffin. So y'all can take it away.
Okay, so I'll start on this one. So basically what we're going to do is get into this basic activity. What we're going to do is we're going to go around asking each CAB to describe the programs that they have done around campus or plan to have done, basically. And that's where the questioning periods come in. Then afterwards, we're going to ask, what are some resources that you have used or can use in the future of how to be able to help, future CABs moving forward. And then later on, we're going to ask basically, what are some resources that we could give later on for the future so that we know to help you better in this position as well. And then at the very end, we're going to be able to reflect on it together on each cab. So if you want to go to the next slide, I'll have Roxana get you started.
Okay, so this is the question period. We have 4 questions here listed. So like the first question is, what is your program name or idea? Second, what resources did you use or will use? Third, if a future cab were to do something similar, what other resources could they use? Fourth question and last question is, what was your challenge? And what are some challenges and how can we provide guidance in the future to help you guys throughout the process?
Give you a little bit thing on that.
Any volunteers to talk about something your cab is currently working on?
I can say something. So my cap is we're working on making a like hiking trip. So we all go hike to White Lake Creek and also a Marvel trivia night. Because we submitted a Google form to all of our residents, and they said that the things they want to see changed in the residence hall is opportunities to be more connected with other students. So that's what we're working on.
Right. Are there any resources that you've used?
Yeah, we used the Google form, and we also sent out an introductory email so we could let everyone know who we are and what we do. And then we included the Google form in there so that we could see what they wanted to see changed.
All right, I like that idea. And is there anything we can do in the future to be able to like help you? If a future cab would like to do a similar event in a way, like is there anything you would need from us?
I can't think of anything right now.
All right. Well, it sounds very great, honestly, and I'd love to see how it goes. If any other cab wants to pitch in some ideas of what you think, you are more than welcome to speak up as well. Give a few seconds for that.
I just have one thing that I did like in indie hall independence. We had like an indie hunt kind of thing, and we had like eggs hitting around the whole entire building.
Right.
Some items that we used was just like plastic eggs, and we had like candies inside of them, and we also had I don't know if you guys seen Victoria's, but we had like you have to find the 4 letters INDY for Indy, and we also had just one egg
So
that was
awesome.
Y. Yeah, and we had
That's
like
so cool.
trickery eggs. Like we had like golden eggs for the Y, but inside of it was just like haha, wrong egg.
That's
just
so
to prank
cool.
them.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. So, quick question I wanted to ask you is like, what gave you these ideas, or what resources did you use to be able to help you with this? If you don't mind me asking.
It was, I mean, I just literally thought of it just because I was asking, and it literally just like popped in my head, and I was just doing whatever, and I'm like, oh, an idea just popped in my head. And it was also close to Easter, so I was
Yeah.
trying to do something that wasn't like, not saying Easter, but we did an indie hunt. One challenge that I did notice that none of us was really thinking about that until it happens, that like in the eggs there was candies, and people who found them, because we had like probably like 50 eggs that hidden around. We said you can keep the candy, but one person didn't like eat the candies at all because they don't eat candy of like sugars and stuff. But that's one thing that we didn't think about. We didn't try to include people who who are diabetic and everything without like eating candies. That's one thing that if we do that like in the future, I would say try to think about everybody, including people who are intolerant to things and can't eat certain things, because we all felt kind of bad because he had like so many eggs, like 20 eggs and just full of candy, and she couldn't eat any of it. So
Yeah, I understand that as well. And a question in the chat from Victoria that she's asking is, how did you spread the word about this event?
what we mainly did was just try to tell everybody that was on a different floor, like the RAs, and just we did have a flyer as well that we sent in the group chats, and we did have people that was interested. Probably had like maybe like 5 or 6 people who participated during the egg hunt, so that was really nice. It was also last minute, so we didn't have time to like try to put like so much into spreading the word, but like I said, we just had like the RAs put it in their own group chats, and kind of
no
like
worries.
I yelled at one person in the hallway when it was going on. I was like, "Hey, you're doing laundry. Come do this egg event." It's like so it. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I got that in the way because when I was doing my event in the hallway, I did a paint night, and sort of the thing is that like I post advertisements, but like people won't hear it unless you go up to them and tell them in a way, you know, which is sort of thing we have to work on in such a sense too, which I'm glad you were able to do as well. So what would you say in the future then, if you were to post an advertisement, maybe say like, you know, like what type of candies were being provided, you know, in case people do have those allergies in a sense? Is that what I'm getting at from you?
Yeah, try to probably put like different, because I know there was some type of miscommunication because some people kind of like already started and didn't know kind of like what the event really was about, or like more so like what they needed to do, because what they needed to do is just like try to find like all the eggs, and once they kind of give up, they have to come back down to the first floor. But then like nobody ended up coming back down like after like an hour. They was just still searching for the eggs, but the one egg that had the Y was downstairs with us. So like the point was for them to come back down, but
so
we
what
didn't
would you
really
be able to, so I'm sorry to cut you off there, my bad. So what would you be able to do to like prevent that from happening? Like people not being able to find those eggs? Is there anything you could think of in a sense to like have that?
I think one thing was explaining the rules more, because I know that's one thing that we definitely did fail on. It's not really explaining what the rules was, because also not everybody has seen Victoria's either, who kind of knew.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like you said some of the eggs went missing and you couldn't find them that you hit,
no,
right?
They just couldn't find eggs if we just hit them too well.
Okay. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I really like that idea, and I think that's very well, you know. I like the idea that what is going with it as well. Is there anything in the future that we can provide to help you along with this as well? Like any resources, need our assistance, or how could we be able to help with something similar in the future?
I think maybe trying to find like help provide with prizes, because we just had just like a slime kind of thing, little thing for a prize, and like we would have probably had more chances to like have multiple prizes for people if they found some, like, you know, not like having like 10 different prizes, but more than just one single prize for one person, you know. Because like I said, there was a good amount of like at least 2 or 3 people who found like 20 eggs, you know.
Yeah.
Did a lot, you know. They didn't get nothing for it, but just some candy.
Maybe what you could do in that sense is maybe try to like, in a sense, maybe space it out, you know, have so many eggs out in a specific group and have them separate out. And maybe that's because in COVID times as well, and that's how you're able to separate people out as well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. We did have them like so there's like 5 floors on east and west, and we had them like we had 10 eggs on each floor, and like 5 on like east, like 5 on west and 5 on east. So they was able to spread out everything for that. But it was hard also trying to find hiding spots because it's kind of hard just in the lounges and everything.
So speaking of the Easter egg hunt, we also had another cap to do something similar. Anyone from Russell? I see that Travis and Hannah are here. Did you want to speak about your event and how it went? If not, it's all right. I heard that LTS did a survey. Did they want to talk about that, if possible?
Sure. Yeah, our survey's still going, but we sent out a survey this week, and basically just ask people questions about their like what issues they're having in the hall, if any, and also how their mental health is and things like that, and what events they've liked. And we've gotten a really good response. We got like, I think roughly like 20% of Lane Thompson and Smythe total, which has been really good. And we're sort of basing our agenda off of the responses that we've gotten.
And you said it turned out very well. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we're happy with the amount of people that have responded. And for the most part, it seems like people have, problems that are either like give us good direction to work in for the rest of our semester. And it seems like people's mental health is pretty good and people are doing pretty well. So like, obviously we're happy to see that.
So I'm getting the sense that, so I'm guessing the other caps have done the surveys then? Is that what I'm hearing? You said other residence halls have done it, right?
What do you mean? Sorry, what do you?
You said you sent out the surveys, right?
Yeah, we sent out the survey on Monday, and we've had it open this whole week.
Right. And where'd you send it out to again? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Our CAB board sent it out through the RAs. We sent it out to like all the residents in Lane Thompson and Smythe.
Okay. And what resources did you use? Or yeah, I think you said in a sense. I think you kind of described it a little bit.
Like it's a Google form that we sent out. So we had the RAs like send it out in their like group meets with their floors and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So that went very well, I'm assuming, right? Oh wait, I already asked that. Yes, it did. Is there anything like help you need at all?
As of now, I think we're doing pretty well.
Okay. So do you think there's like any challenges you face or any guidance we could provide for the future?
So far so good. I think we're doing okay. But like we're reviewing what people have said in the survey, and then we're sort of making plans for what we're going to do for the rest of the semester based on what people have said are their concerns. Mm-hmm. So there might be, challenges in the future as we try to address those concerns, but right now we're good.
So is that survey still open, and until when is that open till?
Yeah, we sent it out on Monday and it's going to be open until tomorrow. So just 5 days.
It's pretty good, actually. I'm glad it's turning out very well as well. A question to the group and to everyone, meant to ask earlier. Sorry, I kind of pushed it a little too early. Has any other CABs think about doing surveys as well?
Yeah, we here in South Academy have done a few surveys. We've used surveys to like get people interested and like see what people think needs to be done. We also did a survey of like what people wanted to like do as like a bonding activity, and I think either next week or the week after we're doing like a floor versus floor volleyball match. So that'll be fun. But we use like Google Forms for that and the surveys for that and polls and everything.
So you said the collaborative events, right? What have the results shown so far of like what they want to do?
So everyone just said things like arts and crafts nights and like movie nights, stuff like that. We did a rock painting night. They like that.
Oh, okay, okay, that's right.
Yeah, and then like the like I said, the volleyball game, people were really interested in that, or kickball.
Yeah, that's very good. So I'm assuming you have multiple plans for those in the future as well, like you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's very nice. Are you planning on like leaving it open in case like more ideas were to come, or are you just planning on closing it? Like, where's your train of thought on that?
Oh, so it's just like a form that stays open. We just we asked Steven to send it out in like our weekly like newsletter, so like it's always like available.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just in case people have more ideas, I think that's a great idea for people to like be able to put something, if they have a thought, because you don't want to just cut it, and then be like come up to you, be like, oh, I have this other idea and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we also have like we have a specific form for like comments, questions, and concerns, and we have the QR code like up around the building.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually, you know, and be able to get their feedback as well and be able to improve on it in the future. So were there like any resources you need from us for the future, and how can we be able to help you with it?
I think right now we're okay, but like there's a few more things that like we've talked about and thought about, and we were just maybe thinking of applying for like the grants or something. So maybe in the future, like help with that process, but right now, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, and as always, feel free to like reach out to us, you know, if you have any like questions, comments, and concerns, and you need help from us, you know. We're always open here to talk. You can always come to our office hours and anything. Our e-board would love to talk.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other cabs want to say a program they have done? I think I have time for one more. Not. Want to throw it back to Ryan.
Cool, thanks, Griffin. I'm glad to see that you guys are working on a variety of things, both programs and surveys. One thing that I think kind of came up in a number of the discussion points that we had was like kind of just like social activities and like get-togethers. I would love to, over the like next couple weeks, maybe try to get together like y'all and the RSA e-board, all of us that are on campus. Would y'all be interested if we coordinated like a hike or like, as Cree said, like a volleyball game, something like that between all of us? Thumbs up, yeah. Cool. So we have the group chat that y'all are all in. So probably maybe like tomorrow or like later this weekend, we can throw some details in there and maybe get together sometime. Just so we all have a chance to like meet face to face, because typically we are like, we're all in a room together and we have the chance to like, you know, talk face to face. And we haven't really had that chance thus far. So look out for that, and we can continue the conversation in that forum. But thank you guys all for sharing tonight. With that said, I'm going to throw it over to our VP extraordinaire, Abby, to talk about elections.
Hello. Thank you all for being here tonight. I am back. And I'm going to just be kind of going through some more specific details based off of like our conversation last week. Now that we are in full-fledged election season. So just to reiterate from some of the things that I talked about last week, we can go to the next slide, Ryan. So we officially announced RSA Executive Board elections for this upcoming year last Thursday. And as of last Thursday, our nomination form and candidacy forms are open and still open for submission. And Roxana mentioned them at the beginning of the meeting, but they are linked for you there, and I'm sure somebody will help me out and link it in the chat as well. So this is a this is a reminder that if you know somebody who stands out as a student leader to you, who you think would perform well on RSA's executive board, please do take some time to nominate them for one of the open positions through the nomination form that's linked on the screen and very soon in the chat, aka now. And the deadline to submit this form, I do want to bring your attention to the fact that it is due tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So that's coming up super soon. It's not a very lengthy form. It's just we're encouraging as many people as possible to fill that out, because it's important for us to identify dedicated and passionate students and encourage them to run for office so that we can fill our board for the following year. The other reminder that I wanted to throw out there is that if you are interested in running for office and becoming further involved with RSA, then it is your responsibility to submit the candidate information and intent form that is also linked on the screen. So, you know, if you know that you're someone who's passionate about leadership, and just from all of you who've been attending our GA meetings over the past semester, if you enjoy what we've been doing and if you like the work that you do as part of your cabs, this is the perfect opportunity to do it on a much larger scale and be further involved with us. So make sure to submit that candidacy form if you are intending to run for office. The deadline for that is this coming Sunday, April 11th at 11:59. So that's also something that's coming up fast. So please, please complete that before the deadline. Any questions so far? This was just like a reiteration of things that we went over from last meeting. Okay, cool. We can move on to the next piece. I want to take some time to go over just some specific details regarding campaigning. So essentially what campaigning looks like is if you have submitted your intent to run for office, you are officially a candidate in this election cycle. So you technically don't have to, but you are encouraged to advertise yourself as a leader. So this can mean making a poster, using social media and group chats, and even just talking to people. You all have had the chance to connect with one another and hopefully students in your residence halls as well. So word of mouth is one of the best ways to advertise yourself too. It's totally up to your preference how you want to campaign. So you're free to use whatever is at your disposal to share information about yourself and your platform for the position that you intend to run for. Given that there are a couple of ground rules that we are setting regarding campaigning. So the first thing is that no candidate is permitted to slander or say anything negative about other candidates, whether it's somebody running for the same position, if you find that out somehow, or someone is running for another position entirely. You are only allowed to promote yourself through your campaign. So please make sure to abide by that. The other thing is that we are also not allowing any type of running group / running mate situation. So what that means is like 2 or more candidates can't run together and be like jointly elected. So out of fairness to all candidates, just stick to individual campaigns only. So as long as you abide by those 2 conditions, you won't be in any kind of like danger of being like pulled out of the election, because like that's no fun. But other than that, you can campaign however you'd like. And if you need more further guidance on that, or you have questions about that, you can always reach out to any of the executive board members or email udelrsa@gmail.com. A final reminder that campaigning is allowed beginning only at 8 a.m. on Monday, April the 12th. So even if you have already submitted your candidacy intent form, just don't release any campaign materials until the morning after, so that it's fair to everybody who's like, you know, submitting at 11:59 p.m. So just keep that not deadline, but I guess open line in mind. Based on the kind of points that I just went over, does anybody have any questions about those guidelines? Cool. So we have one more thing that we want to go over with you before we do our fun game. So I want to go over some specifications about the upcoming speech presentations for all future potential candidates. So our General Assembly meetings on April 15th and April 22nd will be entirely dedicated to the presentation of candidate speeches. So they will be taking place here in this lovely, well-decorated Zoom room. These meetings in particular have been extended to 90 minutes. As you can see on the screen, they are from 7 to 8:30 p.m. So this is this upcoming Thursday and the Thursday after. So make sure to keep those dates in mind. This is the reason it's longer is because the election presentations follow the Parley Pro process pretty strictly. So that's why they typically run longer than our traditional meetings. So make note of that and ensure that you can attend those meetings until 8:30, especially if you are anticipating being a candidate. One note is, by nature of how confidential the whole process is, just to kind of go through what the presentations are going to look like, essentially, in terms of like procedural things. So the number of candidates running in each position are only going to be revealed officially on the night of speeches. So for candidates who will be presenting, you will have 8 minutes to present your platform to the General Assembly. After that, we're going to move into a 5-minute period of question and answer in which you will participate. And then the speech and question and answer procedure will happen for each candidate for that position. So for example, if there's one person running for a position, it's going to be presentation and then a 5-minute question and answer, and then we'll move into a discussion. But if there's multiple candidates, it's going to go speech, Q&A, then the next candidate, speech, Q&A, then the next candidate, speech, Q&A, and discussion is going to happen following all the question and answer sessions together. Does that make sense? Cool. So once all the candidates for a position have presented their platform, then they're just like Partly Pro that we've done before, they'll be asked to join a breakout room where they will sit alone/together for a 5-minute period of discussion involving just the General Assembly. And that's going to be the procedure of speeches for the next couple weeks of General Assembly meetings. All the speeches are going to be recorded and published on our website following these meetings so that they can be viewed by voters at a later time as well. So that is what the speech process is going to look like. I will once again yield for any questions people have. If there are no questions, we can switch to the next slide, where I will just quickly reiterate that this is just a recap and breakdown of what you need to do if you are still considering running for office but haven't submitted anything yet. So decide what position you want to run for. We're going to play an activity in a few minutes that will hopefully help you make that decision if you're still on the fence about things. Then make sure that you're taking the time to prepare your candidate materials, which include your biography, your statement of intent, your professional headshot, and your campaign presentation. So there are 4 things that you're going to be asked to submit through the form that you'll have to have prepared ahead of time. And then examples for all of those can be found in our resources folder, which was on the earlier slide, but one of us can link it in the chat again. So yeah, reminder to submit the candidacy form by Sunday to secure your intent. And if you have any questions that come up about the election process, please ask them. Even if you don't have any right now, but you have some tomorrow, you can always reach out to udelrsa@gmail.com. Good. Any questions?
Also, you can also reach out to our social media. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Yeah, if Instagram ever stops crashing, that's been an issue right now. But yeah, social media too.
Alrighty, are we ready to play a game?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Okay, we can switch over to the next slide. So now that I talked for a long time about the election process, we also wanted to dedicate some part of this meeting to give you all the opportunity to meet and pose any questions you have about any of the open positions to the current executive board officers who are in those positions right now. So if we switch to the next slide, you will see a link to a breakdown of responsibilities for each of the positions. I will also link it in the chat. I am prepared this time with the link. So how this is going to work, feel free to read over that, by the way, while I explain. But in just a couple of minutes, you're going to see 9 breakout rooms appear on the screen. Each breakout room is going to be the home of one of the officers on the executive board. So they are representing their position and are basically going to present to whoever hops in their breakout room an elevator pitch that includes the main gist of their position and what they enjoy and what they're getting out of it. So hopefully you'll have the chance to learn more about what it means to serve in those positions and just on the RSA executive board as a whole. And you will have the chance to ask any questions you have as well. So hopefully this will give you some more context for what each of us do and serve as encouragement if you're still on the fence about running for multiple positions or just running at all. So try to visit at least 3 rooms by the end of the meeting. We do want to talk to all of you and spend about 3-ish minutes in each room. If you're having a fantabulous conversation with whoever is in that room, you don't have to move. I'm not going to make you move, but I will send a broadcast message to rotate for those who want to change things up and hear from somebody else. So keep that in mind. And yeah, that's about it. Does anybody have questions about there weren't rules of the game, but yes.
So just to confirm, just so we're all on the same page, what time can we expect to come back together as a group after the speed dating?
Sure. So we're gonna do this for about 10-ish minutes. So 7:55. Sound okay? Awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for that great question. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, that's right. Ryan can only throw in snaps to himself. All right. Cool. Thanks, Connor. So I can open up the breakout rooms now. You should all be able to choose which one you want to hop into, but if I mess that up, no worries. I will move you into the room that you want to go to. And then all e-board officers go to the room that is designated to you. So Ryan, don't jump into Griffin's room. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm really tired. That's really it.
Been a heck of a week.
Yeah, Thursdays I'm bad. I didn't get no sleep last night.
Sorry.
And yeah, and I just had a busy day. Then like for Manners, it's like this national conference, and like I didn't have much time to like chat with people because like it's basically help us get connections and everything. And
Yeah.
like go to it, and I was like, oh, let me just look at some stuff so I can think about for like tomorrow because it's like 4 days. And then like some people from there was like, hey, you're checking out our booth. Any questions? And I'm like, oh, I'm like, huh? And then like 4 people ended up messaging me, and I'm like, I'm freaking out now. And I'm like I'm like in class, and like I have to go soon. And I'm like, I don't have time for this, but I need the help. And I was like, can I get back to you tomorrow? Because yeah. And then I'd go to the farm, and then apparently there was a Angus cow that was trying to give birth, but it couldn't, and it needed help because the calf was backwards and everything. And the person that was on the phone, he tried to get it out, but he couldn't. So we had to call the vet, and he said we could stay. So I stayed, and we watched them take out the cow. We take out the calf from the cow, but the calf didn't make it though. That's a little upsetting.
So
But,
what's your major?
it's animal bioscience.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, that's awesome that you have the chance to like interact with animals and stuff on a day-to-day basis. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was like say it was just crazy how it happened because like say I was just taking my capstone for equine, and like the person I don't know I forgot what he does, but you know he just looks around like the Angus beef cattle, they was like giving in labor and everything, so he checked on them to make sure everything goes smoothly, and like I said, one of them was apparently like trying to I'm too tired to think of the terms right now, but it was trying to give birth, but it could not, and the cow was still in there. Calf. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was still in there, and it was just for one, it was too big, and then like it was coming in backwards, which they should not come in backwards, and like it probably
Did
got
it survive?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it probably died like a while ago before it even like the vet was able to come, because once they're apart from like the mother's support, then like they start to suffocate because they need to get out. So it probably didn't been dead for a while. So, but we was trying to be hopeful that it could possibly still be alive, but no, yeah. It was still interesting to see because like I always like watch Animal Planet and like see these veterinarians people, and they're always like taking out the calves that be stuck and everything, or like need help and everything. So it was like actually nice seeing it like in person.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're able to have some classes in person. Are you interested in learning about the president position?
I mean, Ryan, I'm a senior. What am I
Are
gonna
you
do?
really?
I am.
Wow, wait, okay, Jasmine, I always thought you were an underclassman, or like a junior, like a year behind me.
No, I'm a senior.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So, wow, so you're like, do you have like a job lined up post grad, or are
No,
you continuing with school?
I was gonna take a gap year, but I'm still trying to like find what to do because I'm struggling. But I mean, there's always like volunteering to do because that I can do. But I'd rather try to get something that pays money. That would be nice. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, taking the gap year will be nice just to like give you a little bit of a break.
Yeah, just figure out what I want to do because I mean, I generally know what I want to do, but I just don't know specifically what I want to do, because like it's like research that I'm interested in, and also I'm like interested in like doing like rescue, like the sanctuaries and stuff. Those are like the two things, but like I'm just not sure. So I wanted to do like a gap year to look at research and everything. And like I said, the people like like I said, they got different companies, and this one person messaged me about this thing in Iowa, and it seems like they give you research opportunity. There's like I just quickly read up because he says he can give me information on it, or like sending me to a person that knows about it, that's the great thing about like the national conference. Like I said, they're all there to help you improve and like help you with your resume. Like they would just look at your resume and help you out if they want to. Except they're all great. And, it's like, ooh, and then like I said, $3,000 stipend. I'm like, and like, they said they give you airplane fees and stuff. I'm like, okay, I needed that because like, it's in Iowa. I'm in Maryland. We're kind of broke, but they said they're going to cover that stuff. So I'm like, yes, please yes, please contact me. I want to try, but
yeah, no, RSA, like we do conferences every year. We're gonna have one in June. And like they're really great opportunities. They used to be in person, and like University of Delaware, we would like pay for students travel and stuff to like go across the country and like meet other students who are like participating with RSA. So it's kind of cool how they're like conferences for every sort of like different field that you could possibly be interested in. So yeah, that's really cool. I did not realize that you were a senior. That's so nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I'm also just like, you know, on edge, just like about to graduate, like don't know. I mean, I have a job lined up, so like I'm like set. I'm just still, you know, there's still that like, you know, nervous, anxious energy because you're like going into the real world. So
Yeah. I mean, at least they finally sent us stuff about graduation, you know.
yeah, no, I've been waiting for that information. And even the info that they sent wasn't nearly sufficient to like, you know, make a decision. Hey
Yeah.
Jess,
Hey,
how's it going?
good. How are you guys?
Good, good. It's good to finally be on like a call and like a breakout room with you again. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
I know.
How are things going in Reading?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good. I'm very glad to hear that. Would you like to learn about the president position?
I would.
Yeah. So serving as president, it's a challenge, right? It's a big role with RSA. You know, we're an organization traditionally in a normal year, we represent over 7,000 students that are living in the residence hall spaces. We have a budget annually between $30,000 to $40,000. And as president, you're responsible for basically like empowering, motivating, inspiring all of the good, you know, words, a team of 9, you know, undergraduate students and an advisor and sort of stringing them along. So there's obviously a lot of responsibility that's incumbent upon any individual that serves in that type of role, but there's also, you know, a lot of reward as well, because you get to basically set like the agenda and the vision for the organization. And in times like this, it's just been incredibly like, it's been challenging, but also just rewarding to like have to participate in that transformation of like your own mindset. Like I'm coming from 3 years of RSA, like in person, and like, as I said, like I want to go on like a hike or something, you know, with you guys, just because we're so used to every single night or every single week, you know, Thursday nights, whenever it is, like getting together in Gore or, you know, some big lecture hall together and like getting to interact with, traditionally it's like 30 to 40 of y'all because there's more students on cabs. So like that aspect of it has kind of been missing, and that's been the transformation that I've had to kind of like embark on, is shift the entire board's perspective from all of the great things we've done in the past to like how we can still do good things just in the COVID context. So yeah, a lot of the one challenge or the one thing that has surprised me is that like I tend to be a very like, you know, in the weeds, like ground level type of person. I really like to do like the nitty gritty work, the like specific things to like make change in like smaller communities. So it's been a shift for me because now I'm kind of like big picture and I'm responsible for like basically, you know, the overarching themes that guide our organization. So that's been the biggest like shift for me and the biggest challenge just from my position in the past as director of advocacy. So yeah, that's a little overview. Are you interested in running for e-board?
I'm thinking about it. I think I might not do it this year, but next year I'm thinking maybe I think I'll do it then. But I feel like I need to. I'm a little busy and I'm applying to be an RA too, so I'm like I don't want to overwork myself. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I obviously like, you know, do what's best for you. I will say I hear there are very good things happening in Reading and that you're doing a really good job. So if you are looking for positions that are a bit more like lower impact, I know you're already a member of NRHH, right?
Yes.
So like the DCC role basically serves as like the liaison between RSA and NRHH. So you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone in that sense if you're still looking to participate with them. Director of community engagement tends to be a little lighter as well with responsibilities. But I personally, I'm the type of person that like last year I was on like 2 or 3 executive boards and had 2 jobs and like was very, very involved. So like you seem to have a similar type of work ethic, and I think that you would do very, very well regardless of the position on RSA. So consider it. Consider it. Alrighty, I think I completely missed the message from Abby. I typically
Always
ignore.
come back to the main room in all caps.
Yeah, I typically ignore what she says on the daily, so it's relevant. But I'll see you in the main room.
All right, I'll see you.
Like, do you want to play a game? I had to use so much restraint to not make a Jigsaw reference. She's like, I so want to do the voice right now.
Alrighty, friends. Was that fun? Did we learn a lot of new things? Hopefully. I learned new things. Yeah. Is that what we're doing now? Yeah. I love that. Alrighty. So just wrapping us up for tonight. Once again, thank you to Abby for this activity. If you're interested in running for executive board, please, please, please fill out our forms. And we would love to have you on our executive board next year. Our next General Assembly meeting is on Thursday, April 15th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And we're going to be doing election speeches. So for all students who submit candidate intent forms by Sunday, the 11th of April, you'll have the chance to present at either the meeting on the 15th or the meeting on the 22nd the following week. Reminder to also please sign in tonight. If you haven't yet, Abby just posted that in the chat. Continue to follow us on social media. As Victoria mentioned, our DMs are wide open, especially on Instagram. So continue to engage with us there, and we will post election updates and updates about additional events as the weeks go on. Griffin, I want to yield to you to give us an update on what our point system is looking like, and then we will end it out for tonight.
Great. Thank you very much. So I tried getting the most up-to-date pictures that I could get. Pretty sure this is going good right now. So basically in the lead right now, we have South Central with 9 points. We have Russell with 8 points. We have LTS with 6, North Central with 4, and South Academy with 2. And let me look at one thing real quick. And we have one programming submission, which is the UD Egg Hunt from Russell. That was the 4th of April. And yeah, be sure to get those points in. There's multiple opportunities to do it, such as office hours, doing the program, having your members from your cab attend our meetings, and multiple others ways. Well, good job, South Central and Russell so far, and everyone else.
Thanks, Griffin. All right, and good job to South Central and Russell for all of your engagements over the past couple weeks. Baby Blue recognition. Last week we had a fun situation happen where Russell passed Baby Blue off to Harrington, and Harrington doesn't have a cab at the current moment, unfortunately. So we let Russell keep Baby Blue for an additional week, and we would like them to pass it off to a cab tonight. So I think Hannah, you're on the call from Russell. If you can pick another cab that's like in attendance tonight to pass Baby Blue off to, that would be lovely.
Is George Reed in attendance tonight?
I think so, right?
They
No.
are not.
Nope. Okay, I'm wrong.
Oh, no.
Try again.
Oh no. Oh, try again.
South Central is in attendance tonight, question mark?
South Central is in attendance.
We will pass them out to them.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hannah. Alrighty. Thank you very much. Before we end, Connor asked me if he could say something. So I have no idea what this is going to be.
It's safe.
We'll just have to...
It's safe. I just wanted to say that ComUD is having a stand-up show on April 24th. So if you guys want to come out and see it, that would be great. I'm sorry, I have to advertise. I don't have anywhere else to advertise. So I'll put all the, oh, come on. I'll put all the stuff in the chat. I just wanted to announce it.
That sounds lovely. Wait, can you repeat the April 24th, 7:30? I am 100% going to be there, Connor. That's awesome. Everyone check out ComUD if you have a chance. It's a good time. All right. See you all next week. We will coordinate some type of fun get together in the chat. I really want to get to see you guys in person. So until then, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next week. Night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Night.
You can call me shameless,